Hello, friends, and welcome to Teacher Needs a Drink podcast. I am Elvis, your host, and I'm here to let you know that this is a not safe for work podcast. We are teachers at the end of the weeks and really the end of our ropes, and we'd like to be able to talk honestly and openly about our jobs without having to worry about losing them, so we'll be using pseudonyms throughout the podcast, hence the Elvis. I'd like to give a big thank you to start with to all of our patrons over at Patreon. That's right, we have a Patreon. For as little as $5 to $10 a month, you can come support us and become part of this really awesome community of teachers. It's one of my favorite things that's come out of this podcast is the community that's come out of the Patreon. Besides the community on the Patreon, there's all kinds of extra bonus content. There's over 94 extra episodes, special features, watch parties, listening, live streams. We do games. There's just really all kinds of stuff that's in there. So if you like this podcast, want to hear more of it, then just pay an extra $5 a month and you can get access to so much more, as well as meeting other like-minded teachers. You get to chat with the host. I'm friends with a lot of these people now. It's great and beautiful. And not only do we have a watch party, you get to hear about special events like our special Teacher Needs a Drink summer kickoff step bet that's going to be run by one of my favorite patrons, Mama Chicken, who is an amazing person. You'll get to know her some more. I'm going to be doing the step bet. I think some of our other hosts are as well. So you can learn all about that on our Facebook page, and you can learn more on the Patreon. I promise I'll be talking more about the step bet soon, but I'm just so behind. Man, the last 3 weeks are just kicking my ass, and school is almost over, so I feel like if I can just get all these projects done and started, then there's light at the end of the tunnel. All right, so that's that. That's our Patreon. Join it now. It's amazing. Join our step bet that's going to be coming up. Use the code TEACH22, and for $25, you can join this step bet and meet a whole new community. You don't have to be a patron to be part of the step bet. I'd like to thank our sponsor, Lud Lamb Dramatics. That's right, Lud Lamb Dramatics. If you are a theater teacher, or you know one in your building, or you have a friend that's a theater teacher, or you went to high school with someone who does it, send them to ludlambdramatics.com. Tell them about Lud Lamb Dramatics. Because you see, here's the problem. There is jack shit for theater teachers at the teacher store. Sure, maybe they can use a music poster or bastardize some English Shakespeare thing, but there really isn't anything. But there is Lud Lamb Dramatics, and they create resources for theater teachers, and they're one of the few that do it in the nation. So help support them, help support the podcast. So let's see, let's sum it all up. So join the Patreon, yeah. Tell people you know about Lud Lamb Dramatics, yeah. Then join our step bet. It's amazing. Download the Step Bet app, use the code TEACH22, and sign up. You'll be losing weight, you'll be functioning, you'll be getting healthier. It's a great way to start the summer and get yourself right. Get that exercise to help shake off this really hellacious, crappy year. And we have a movie watch party coming up for all of our patrons on, let's see, Friday, May 27th. We're going to be watching Dazed and Confused together. We'll be streaming it online, and you'll be able to chat with the host and all the other things. It's lots of fun. We do it on a Friday night. We all have drinks. I highly recommend joining the watch party if you can. But that's only for our patrons. The step bet, however, is for everyone. Just download the step bet, use the code TEACH22 to join the Teacher Needs a Drink group, and it's just amazing. Join our step bet. Mama Chicken will be there. All right, enjoy the episode. Peace. So weird without having Bunny here to chant balls. She had a shit day. Everyone needs to love on Bunny. Balls. All right, well, welcome to Teacher Needs a Drink podcast. I'm Elvis, your host, and we have an interesting special episode today. First, I'd like to thank our ball singers. I don't know. I'm going to get me too if I do shit like that. I like to thank we have some patrons who are actually joining us because we lost our female host who were going to be with us tonight. They just couldn't make it. They had things going on. So I want to welcome, before I welcome my other hosts, some of my patrons that are listening. We have Miss Bookworm. Say hello, Miss Bookworm.
Hello.
And then we also have Miss Kitty Kate.
Hey, peeps.
And also Romana.
Hello.
And then I can't neglect my brothers in arms here. I'd like to give a special welcome and thank you, Wayne. I'm so glad you're here, Mr. Wayne Kerr.
Hello. How's it going? It's been a while. So sorry.
It has been a while.
I promise I was not in the bathroom the whole entire time.
Never mind. I don't have to worry about me being Me Too'd. That's why you have a pseudonym. All right, and then also today, the Balls Brigade. I like that. Good job, exhaustive band director.
Balls.
I'd like to welcome my other favorite person, Count Chocolate.
My weakness was chocolate, but now it's you. What's up, everybody?
Ooh, that's smooth.
Ooh.
I like that.
Thank you.
So, gang, we're down to the end. I think I've got 2 and kind of a little bit of change weeks left until school is over, and I can't wait. I've got my last easy lessons. I'm almost so fucking close to being done with like my last final lessons, like the big projects, like to put a bow on them and be done. And once those are done, I can coast, and I am so fucking excited about that. It's neat. And then we also had teacher appreciation last week, and I know a lot of people get screwed and get really bitter about teacher appreciation. However, I got to say, the 2 schools I was at, they really, like, the parents really just turned it up to 11. I got like a stack of candy and chocolate. I got 2 bottles of wine. It was remarkable. I don't think I've ever been so appreciated.
Nice.
Which is really nice because most of the time I get really, really, really salty about Teacher Appreciation Week. We had posted the thing about, I think we posted every year about if your job demands an appreciation week, you're not getting paid enough, or however that's phrased. This was by, I don't want to say her name in case she doesn't want to be out there, but she is a fan and listener of the podcast. She said that they literally put all of the following in one email to them today. Happy Teacher Appreciation Week. Number 2, let us know if you're quitting by this Friday's deadline. 3,
Oh my God.
there was a gun on campus today. 4, cake in the teacher workroom, first come, first serve. That was all one email to celebrate their teacher appreciation. And so this teacher, you know who you are. Obviously, you're one of the top fans on our Facebook page. So I'm assuming you're probably going to listen to this. Our hearts go out to you. Geez, that sucks. That sucks. I hope your week's almost over. Things do get better, and there's other districts, there's other schools, but I'm trying to look at the positive. Summer's coming here. We're so close to the end. I want to plow through with positivity. I'm doing my damnedest. Now, positivity doesn't mean that I'm giving like 1,000%. It just means I'm having a good attitude for what I'm doing. Because like I said, our friend Bunny just had a really, really shit day and got crapped on by her administrators. And I really, really want to call her admin. I was like, do you want me to call your school? Because I will tell them exactly what the fuck they did wrong and bring lawyers in or something. She said that might be amusing, but she didn't say yes, so I didn't do it. But one of the friends in there said, if they wanted your best, they'd pay more. But that's me. I'm doing all right. I'm excited. I got a trip to San Francisco. We have the release of Teacher Needs a Drink streaming on video coming out soon. You won't get to see our faces. It's animated, but it's be through Broadway licensing. And it's starting on May 25th. We have a step bet that, oh shit, I was supposed to set up before today, but I didn't. So I am so sorry. So I have a step bet for next week when we do our pothead episode. Woo-woo. But I'm just excited about everything. A lot of good things are coming together right now. But I want to know how things are going. Wayne, it's probably been a month or 2 since I've actually heard you on the podcast. What's going on with you?
Well, I had that project thing that had to get done, and the project went well, so there's that. So, family things and getting a chance to actually wind down now, and I'm looking forward to that crazy thing called summer. Probably going to a couple of conventions, and oh my God, we're going to get out of town again. Yay!
Nice. That's really good. I'm glad you got that coming. Count, what about you? I know your job doesn't stop until those kids are across the stage, but what's going on?
Oh, and our kids are trying so hard to not make it across the stage. Let me tell you, it is ridiculous. But immediately, right now, last week was all AP and STAR testing. This week is more AP and STAR testing. And our counselors proctor essentially every STAR test. I'm sorry, not every STAR test, every AP test. And I think we offered 30 AP courses. Maybe not 30, maybe 20. But that's a lot of tests, and they start early, so I'm on campus 2 hours earlier than usual, and some of them with extended time and late, so I'm later an hour usual, or I'm on campus an hour later than usual. I guess that's how people who speak English properly can convey that. But it is, it's coming down to the end, and I hope students just finish strong. I want them to. But looking at attendance, I know some of our students are just packing it in and they just expect to graduate. But if you don't meet all those requirements, we won't let you participate. So we're hoping for that. And I've got 1 month from today, well, from the day of recording, I will be home free for summer. One month.
I'm sorry you have to wait that long, but I'm glad it's coming. I'm so glad it's coming. We got the Normal People Suck party, man. It's going to be awesome.
Yes.
All right. But now, as I said earlier, we have some special patron guests today because due to forces beyond our control, several of our normal female co-hosts couldn't be here. Just they had things going in life events. And some of the subjects today, we really need the perspective of someone who does not own a penis. I mean, I don't feel that Wayne, Count, and I can give some of these justice. And we had these wonderful patrons who volunteered to be here. And so I'm so happy for them being here. So first, Miss Bookworm from Virginia, how are you doing? How is your school wrapping up? What's going on with you right now?
Well, since I'm currently home waiting on my COVID results to just peter out, my last day of school is June 10th. So when I get back, we start state testing for about 3 weeks. And then the last week is kind of all the end of the year wrap up stuff.
And next we have Romana. How are you doing? What's going on with you? Is it the end of year? Do you have like another month? I mean, most of us are in Texas, and so we start like the second week of August, but we get to end in May, which is beautiful. But what about you, Romana? What's going on?
So everybody can just absolutely hate me. I'm done.
What?
Yeah, I know. My student's last day was last Thursday.
What the fuck?
And yeah, I know. And then we have a solid week of PD. But to be fair, this is originally we were supposed to be moving into a new building, and they still aren't done building the new building. We should have been moving in this week, but yeah, that's not happening now.
I mean, I don't want details, but like, what state are you in? What part of the country we're finishing this early?
I'm in Ohio, so yeah. Yeah. Oh wait.
I
was
muted. I-O.
Thank you. Yes, thank you. Miami is better, by the way, Count. So we'll just fight there. No, we normally don't. We normally would end right before Memorial Day, but we started very early in August, and we didn't get a spring break this year, so we've just been going nonstop since January.
Oh, wow. Next up, I am very, very excited about this next person. I'm glad she's here. This is Kitty Kate. She sent us a message a month ago, 2 months ago, maybe. But I think it was one of my favorite ones because it's one of those that I felt like she just wanted a little bit of encouragement. And I am so excited she's doing what she's doing. I feel I can speak for everyone else, but Kitty Kate, I don't know. How should I introduce you? I don't want to introduce you. How are things going for you? What's going on since we last talked to you or since we heard your letter?
Things are going great. I mean, my district is very welcoming and understanding. We're starting to roll out some LGBTQ positive lessons for all grade levels. And as far as how long I've got 18 days, 22 hours, and 17 minutes, but who's counting?
Well, I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad you were able to take that leadership spot. I'm glad you didn't let imposter syndrome knock you down. I'm so happy for you, and I'm so proud of you. Good job.
Oh, thank you. I really appreciated all the encouragement y'all sent. That really helped me kind of boost myself out of that headspace. And sometimes we just need that to just kind of kick ourselves out of our own headspace from time to time.
I hear that. So I'm glad you're here. This comes from the Reddits from user Punk Rock Wine Mom, and it's titled, "Students wrote a graphic fan fiction about me, and I'm incredibly uncomfortable. Please help." For context, I'm not officially a teacher yet. I've been student teaching for the last few months, and that puts me in a weird position where students think of me more as a guest/friend and not a teacher. So sometimes they tell me things that I guarantee they would not tell their actual teachers. A student mentioned that there was an account online where students write and post fan fiction about the teachers at the school, including some about me. This instantly made me feel weird, but I act as if I was simply interested in reading what they had written, hoping that I could get enough information about the account to find out and report to admin. Today, the student told me the name of the account, and I found it online. The stories are inappropriate, to say the least. Some are violent, some are sexually explicit. I don't know what I expected. Needless to say, I took screenshots and reported to the school, and I'm waiting for a reply now. My placement at the school has ended, and I've been hired to tutor for the rest of the school, and I'm hoping to get a full-time teaching position there next year. But now I'm just uncomfortable about being there at all. Has anyone had anything else like this happen? Edit. I'm unaware of whether students were writing it at school, but I do know that students have been reading it at school. Part of the reason I reported it to admin was so that IT could investigate it. IT has previously found students doing dumb/inappropriate things using their school accounts, and it's possible this was the case. I don't know if we'll find anything, but it's worth a shot. Kitty Kate, you say you've heard of stuff like this or you've seen stuff like this?
I know full well what this site is because I've had the exact same thing happen to me.
Whoa. Share what you're comfortable, but I think this is a story time.
Yeah, the previous district that I was at, there's a whole reason they are my previous district. There was a student that I'm very hesitant to say was stalking me, but that's pretty much online of what was happening. And they sent me a link, which I thought was to their homework. I thought it was to like a Google thing through my email. And I clicked on it and it took me to the site that had all these really explicit and violent stories.
Oh.
And that just freaked me out to such a degree. My admin wouldn't do anything to stop it or like fix the problem. So I ended up having to move bases entirely and get to a completely different district.
Yeah, especially if not willing, were they just saying it's free speech or were they just too lazy to pursue it?
Yeah, they completely went the free speech route. They were basically like, if it's on the internet, we can't touch it. We can't do anything with it. And I'm like, no, you have full power to control this and take care of it. But they just didn't want to.
No, free speech does not include threatening people or putting violent stories about people or stories that are sexually explicit or, rapey. No, that is not covered by free speech. It's not. Oh God. Bookworm, Romana.
Doesn't that fall under slander?
Slander has to be being truthful. Like you have to be stating
libel?
And so if you're doing blatant fiction, I don't think that counts as slander. It could even be put as parody, but that wouldn't be as slander. But
yeah, I brought that up to my union too, and they said it doesn't count as slander because it falls under the quote unquote fiction category.
I don't think that's something I've ever knowingly had to deal with. I mostly teach younger students, so that's probably not going to be, there's not going to be as much creative writing about me. If there is, it's like, Mr. Elvis is just a big dumbhead or something just ridiculous. I don't have to worry about real threats or sexual harassment. Oh, fuck. I honestly don't know how I would handle this. I think admin would be first and union would be second, but I'm kind of with Kitty Cat. If neither of them are doing anything, I'm just going to get the fuck out of Dodge, because if they're not going to protect me, then why would I stay?
So my first teaching spot was acquired because something, I don't want to say similar to this, but I acquired a spot teaching 7th grade science. And a student in the original teacher's class had been masturbating to pictures of her, images of her. And long story short, they just suspended the kid, and the teacher's like, no, that is not enough. Just a 10-day suspension is just not appropriate. And she went on a mental health leave. That's how I got my first spot.
That there was a student masturbating to her pictures in school?
Yeah, so sitting in class, he would be masturbating, either looking at her, and then they found pictures of her in the bathroom as well.
Oh, come on.
It was, I mean, he was 7th grade, so, other students must have known about it as well with her pictures being in the bathroom. But no, he didn't get caught until he forgot to zip up his pants. That might be an air quote
Holy
forgetting
shit.
to zip up his pants.
I have to say, even at like my youngest and horniest, like monkey at the zoo phase, when I was like in middle school or a freshman in high school, masturbating in class was never really the go-to. I mean, geez, I don't even know where to start. Bookworm, what are your thoughts on this?
I had something similar happen my very first secondary specials position, and I remember being very ill-equipped as a female to handle the situation of not knowing what to do with it. And I think I would even feel uncomfortable then as now of just knowing that a story like that is out there. Okay, that's just really weird and creepy, and I'm not okay with that. Just at all.
I'm baffled. I'm not surprised that it's so common that every female we have here has experienced it. And this is why I have females on the staff, and it's not just Wayne and Count and I. Oh, shit.
I've supported teachers who have found themselves in similar situations. In a previous role, my focus was on student behavior, which is the most nebulous title you could ever have in terms of what you focus on. Yeah. But we had I can remember, I think it was 3 years ago. There was a particular group of students, like three friends, that were kind of like stalking their language arts teacher. And randomly, when turning in an assignment, they'd like mention her ex-boyfriend's name or something. Or they would Google her, which I mean, if you do a Google search, you can find Facebook profiles or a Twitter page or an Etsy account or something under that name, and you do some digging. But like, they went over the top with it. So when she first, asked for my thoughts, I was like, oh, give me names, because number one, I'm going to see if I can scare the living shit out of them. Number two, I am going to like threaten them as much as I can as a professional. Like, this will never happen again. And let me tell you why it's never going to happen again. And let me tell you what is going to happen if this does kind of be, if it is, it happens, something like this. I can't form words. If something like this does happen again, here's what's gonna, here are the consequences. And I called a good friend of mine. I was like, hey, I need you to come up to school tomorrow, because I knew he was like had a week off. I was like, throw on a suit, and you're gonna be legal representation for this, like, scaring the shit out of kids. So I called all three of them down to the principal's office. My principal was off campus. They didn't know that. And I was like, this is, I made up a fake name and everything, said he was an attorney representing like multiple clients, and this is what's going to happen as a result. So I just did some like quick research, and then he just sat down and laid it out there for him. All three of them like broke down in tears. We called parents after that and was like, this is what's happening. This is what your child is doing. But it was all kind of like fictitious until we got a hold of the parents, and the parents were like, my child will never do anything like this again. And two of them tried to deny it. I was like, it's perfectly fine that you don't want to admit it. It's not typical behavior apparently of your child, but I've got receipts, and I'm just pulling up like Google Classroom messages and these things. I was like, I didn't even subpoena. I was like, but if we have to go through their Chromebook, we can figure out what's happening. Like, I just felt so. And I know, like, this particular teacher felt so vulnerable, so exposed, that, like, her own privacy was invaded, but they found it all through, like, Google searching. But it's just creepy behavior. But there's nothing, when I brought it up to my principal at some point, she was like, what they did was, immature, childish, whatever, out of line, but we can't stop them from Google searching. And I was like, but we can go through this student code of conduct, and if we don't have a strong enough cyber, kind of security policy, they don't have to have internet privileges on school. You don't have to be able to connect to wireless to do work. Like, we can make it where it's the next thing and you got to do it at home. Because I can't tell you how exposed and how like beaten down this teacher was for like the next couple of weeks. And she started seeing a therapist. Like, all these different things come as a result, because kids, want to be assholes, want to be funny. But that, thank God it didn't get to a point where someone's touching themselves or oh my gosh. It's terrible.
I appreciate you doing something about it and taking a stand where others wouldn't. So points to you, Count. But Wayne, go ahead and say what you're typing right there.
Okay, well, I'm going to tell you that it's my opinion that districts don't feel the need to protect staff when they actually just absolutely fear the parents and any lawyers say anything more than that, because, I mean, everything's been said in that regard. It's just absolutely fucking sad, and it's absolutely ridiculous that fuckers like that can get away with it.
The only thing I could think to say is I'd want to come up with something to try to maybe not fix the problem, because I have no idea. Teenagers are going to be creepy no matter what, especially they are. Most of them usually, thankfully, don't go through all of the steps of finding your name and finding or jerking off to in class. Obviously, that 7th grade student has some pretty severe issues if they're doing that, but when you have a group of 1,000, 2,000, sometimes even 5,000 students, there's bound to be some very, very interesting students there that are going to do creepy shit like that to a teacher, or fixate on somebody, or push the boundaries. And I think what we really need more than anything else is a true kind of teacher bill of rights to protect all teachers. Part of the problem is that this is a problem that's probably only affecting about 50% of the teaching population, of the female teachers, because the men aren't getting it or they're not hearing it as much. But I feel like we really do need a teacher bill of rights that guarantees protections for teachers from violence, that protects us from having to confront parents after hours, that protects us, our hours, protects us from, like, it needs to have some kind of response if students are gathering threatening data on you, whether it's personal pictures from online, or if they're sneaking pictures of you, or we need something like this. And maybe that's something we could start working to establish and push it. I mean, hell, why not? We've got the reach. Maybe that's something we'll start working on the Patreon. We'll start working on what we need to make an effective teacher bill of rights. But part of it definitely needs to be not just protecting teachers' salary and their mental health, but protecting us from the students, that they can't, take upskirts of teachers while they're walking by or say salacious things. Just like they can't do it about another student, because that's harassment. Because if they were jerking off to another student in school, the response would be a hell of a lot serious than if it was to a teacher. The teacher's like, oh, you can just take it. And I know when we talk to Shirley, I know when we talk to Sparkles, I know when we talk to Lucille, we talk to all of them, they've all had experiences with teachers or with students saying inappropriate things, as well as substitutes and other teachers harassing them. But nope, teacher bill of rights. That's our next step. That's our summer project. What do you guys think? Count, Wayne, let's do it. Romana,
100%
Kitty
Sam.
Kate.
100% in.
Let's do it.
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll get Space Panties on board. It'll be amazing. We'll have a crew of us.
Woo-woo.
Hey, guys, guess what?
What?
We have a Patreon.
Ooh, that sounds
Really?
kinky.
That's right. We have a Patreon, and for as little as $5 to $10 a month, you can join. You get access to all kinds of bonus episodes, extra content, lots of access to the host. You get live streaming episodes. You get to jump in and chat with the hosts, like this one here, where we have Bookworm and Kitty Kate and Romana. They were just here to listen, but we needed some more females on the dock today, and so they came in, and they are fucking amazing. And Kitty Kate's one of the best people in the world, and so, guys, the Patreon is the way to go. Yeah, join our Patreon. We have this amazing Facebook group, and I think this is actually one of the better things that's come out of the Patreon, where we've got a really awesome community of like-minded teachers. We're all just kind of the liberal people, and we have a lot of the same troubles, a lot of the same beliefs. And actually, no, we don't. There's a lot of mixture in there, but it's a beautiful community, and there's been some great stuff in there lately where people are reaching out and talking to each other. I've made some great friends in there. You guys got to join our Patreon. It's amazing. Do it now! Woohoo!
Do it now.
Friends, would you rather get walked in on every time you go to the bathroom? I'm assuming by different people, not the same asshole every time.
No.
It's Wayne every time. What you doing in there? Or would you rather have your nose replaced by a permanently erect penis?
Oh my God.
Once again, get walked in on every time you go to the bathroom, or have your nose replaced by a permanently erect penis. Kitty Kate, what do you think?
Okay, considering that I am married to a fellow woman, I gotta go with the permanently erect penis on my nose. 4 reasons.
That is 100% the right answer. Good job, Kitty Kate. Romana, what about you? What's your choice?
Okay, I mean, my kids already walk in on me all the time as is.
I was
So is
about
there
to
much
say.
of a
Kitty Kate. Well, I don't know. Bookworm, what about you?
I'm gonna have to go with option 1 because my original cat that I adopted many years ago, our bathroom door doesn't close all the way, so she would always find a way to just nudge it and come in. So that is like, it didn't say it had to be a person; it could be a pet. So in that aspect, I've already been walked in on multiple times. So I'm going with 1.
You found the bunny loophole.
I was about to say, we got a little bunny in here.
It's
Got the
true.
bunny O'Hare loophole going. Count, what about you? You gonna have a dick on your face, or are you gonna go get walked out every time you go to the bathroom?
I'll be honest. I think having one penis is enough for me. But I have this habit of always making sure my back is turned to the door, like everywhere. So in case you do, you're just going to see the back of my head, and I'm taking care of business. Unless I'm just sitting on the pot, then you're going to see a whole lot of whatever. But yeah, I'm good with being walked in on. I'm sure I'm just going to have to make it a game at some point and just see. Just say something awkward like "surprise, it's me," or funny meeting you here. Or like I knew somebody was coming. I'm glad it was you. Or I'll find something witty to say about it. But yeah,
Glad it was
I
you.
can't have it permanently erect. Not on my face. No, it replaces my nose. Come on, man.
You got a nice nose, man. It makes
You know how many times you'd like go to hug somebody, you just poke them in the eye or something. Just like
I like this. You sneeze.
Okay, sorry.
Pregnant. Good one, Kitty Kate.
That is.
Wayne, what about you?
Well, I was about to say what Romana said regarding like every mother probably has people walking in on them all the goddamn time. And I unfortunately I'm not that much different because if it's not the dog, if it's not one of the kids, if it's not somebody else, I'm just like, for fuck's sake, just let me use the bathroom in private. So. And besides, can you really imagine Wayne Kerr with 2 erect penises at the same time? It's not going to be good.
God, you have to change the sheets.
Or would it be
good?
Oh.
Yeah, I feel like just because I like my face, I like my nose, it runs in my family. I don't want a big dick on my. Or it doesn't have to be a big dick. What if it's like a little like micro penis on it?
Oh my God, micro penis! Don't even bother. So,
or what if it's like I don't know, a testosterone swole clitoris? I mean, you could just have something a little smaller, not like a giant rhino dick on your nose.
I don't like breathing through my nose.
That's true.
Yeah.
And the whole thing about when your nose is stuffed up, what if you fell and did a face plant? Would that hurt? Would it be like testicles?
Oh my goodness, dude.
I don't know. I think I'm just gonna nope out and
you
just
wear a
have someone
football
walk in
helmet.
with me.
As Kitty Kate said, sneezing feels real nice right now.
I just do you ejaculate every time you sneeze?
Kitty Kate sneezing, everyone gets pregnant.
All right, let's wrap it up. Are you guys ready, my friends?
Wrap both of them up.
Oh
yeah.
Wrap it up.
Wrap it before you snap, gentlemen.
Exactly. Come on, boys. Don't be silly. Put a rubber on your willy. All right, friends. That's all going to get cut. Let's go ahead and thanks for joining us for another episode of Teacher Needs a Drink podcast. I'd like to thank my host and my special guests who are here. First, a big thank you to Wayne Kerr. Wayne, I'm glad you could make it today.
Thank you for having me and let me know what that hoochie channel is.
Yeah. And Count, I'm so glad you could make it, man. I'll see you on Wednesday.
For some, there's therapy. For the rest of us, there's chocolate. Glad I was here. Thank you.
I'd like to thank our special patrons who are here and managed to jump on. I'm glad they were here. Miss Bookworm, I'm glad you were here today.
Me too. I feel famous.
Yeah, you're part of the podcast now.
Woo!
And Miss Romana, thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much for having us.
And Kitty Kate, like I said, I'm honored to meet you. I'm so glad you're here, and I'm so glad you're doing what you're doing to inspire kids. Friends, everyone out there.
It was an absolute honor. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, anytime. I want to keep in touch with you every so often, hear how things are going, because, like I said, you're doing good stuff. All right, my friends, make sure you're taking care of yourselves out there. The end is in our headlights. Try, if you can, to plan something fun for the summer or something fun going on. Take care of your mental health. Join the Patreon. We've got a special marijuana episode coming out in like 2 weeks. We've got, holy shit, I already forgot. We have a watch party starting the end of this month. We're going to be doing Dazed and Confused to celebrate the last day of school. And all kinds of great stuff. So, my friends, come join the Patreon. Join us. We love you all. And why are you throwing my name in there, Wayne? All right, my friends. Everyone out there, deep breaths, deep drinks. Cheers! Woohoo! Yay!
Space panties.
Oh my.
All the bouncing balls. All right, everybody. Thank you guys for being here. All right, friends, thanks for joining us for another episode of Teacher Needs a Drink podcast. If you have something you'd like to share with the Teacher Needs a Drink podcast, hit us up through the contact page of our website at teacherneedsadrinkpodcast.com. I'd like to thank our special patrons who jumped up and helped us fill out this episode. I'm very happy and grateful for them. Ms. Bookworm and Miss Kitty Kate and Miss Romana. I appreciate them so much. And I also like to thank my brothers in arms, Mr. Wayne Kerr and Mr. Count Chocolate. We have a couple special things coming up next week. We have a very special episode, A Teacher's Guide to Marijuana. We have a special consultant coming on. We have some extra guests going to be here. It's going to be a great episode. We're going to discuss all kinds of things related to marijuana and teaching somehow. It's going to tie together. It's not just a bunch of potheads. And then also, here we go. Coming up at the end of the month, we have a watch party of the movie Dazed Confused for all our patrons. And very soon, we're going to be starting another step bet towards the end of the month. So if you want more information, come look at our Facebook page or Instagram and learn. Okay, my friends, I love all of you. Take care of yourselves. Deep breaths, deep drinks. Cheers! Woohoo!